The late afternoon sun shone down on the cracked pavement of the old gas station. Dust swirled in the air and the hum of distant cars filled the quiet. Elena Ward, a tired single mother, leaned against her old minivan, fumbling for coins to fill the tank. Her little boy played quietly near the curb, his small laughter mixing with the soft breeze. Everything looked normal, almost peaceful, but there was a strange tension in the air, a feeling that something was about to happen. Suddenly, the sound of a harsh laugh cut through the calm. Elena looked up. 3 men were walking toward her from the convenience store, swaggering with confidence, tattoos, and smirks on their faces. Their eyes scanned her minivan, then her. And the smiles didn't reach their eyes. These weren't friendly strangers. Elena's hands tightened around the gas pump. Her heart beat faster. She tried to calm herself, telling her son quietly, "It's okay. Just stay close." But deep inside, she knew something was wrong. Before we move forward, tell us in the comments, where are you watching from and what time is it right now? And don't forget to like and subscribe to Blackened, Wronged for more heart-touching stories. Let's get started. Who are these men? And why are they looking at her like that? The 3 men stepped closer, their grins widening. One knocked his empty soda can against the ground, making a loud clatter. "Nice little car you've got there," he sneered, pointing at Elena's dented minivan. Another laughed. "Looks like she's struggling to keep it alive." Their words cut deeper than any punch, filling the quiet gas station with humiliation. Elena's hands shook as she clutched the gas pump. She tried to ignore them, focusing on the coins in her hand, but it was impossible. Her little boy tugged at her sleeve, whispering, "Mom, why are they laughing?" She forced a smile, but her stomach churned with fear. The gas station was nearly empty. No one was around to help. The men circled closer, joking about her appearance, mocking her tired face, and sneering at her small, worn-out car. One reached for the strap of her purse, dangling it in front of her like a toy. Elena's heart raced. She couldn't let her son see her break. She had to stay strong. How far will these men go? Will someone intervene before things get worse? One of the men kicked Elena's coffee cup, sending it spilling onto the cracked pavement. The hot liquid splashed onto her hands, stinging, but her eyes widened more in shock than in pain. Her son gasped and stepped back, clutching his small toy. The men laughed loudly, as if the world was their stage and she was just the entertainment. Elena felt a heavy weight in her chest. Every instinct screamed to run, but the thugs blocked her path. "What's the matter?" one taunted. "Too weak to handle a little joke?" Their mocking words dripped with cruelty. She tried to focus on finishing her gas, keeping her hands steady, but every second felt like an eternity. Around her, the gas station seemed to shrink. The quiet that once felt normal was now broken by their jeers. She glanced nervously down the empty street, hoping someone would appear. But there was no one. Alone and cornered, fear wrapped tight around her heart. Suddenly, a low rumble begins in the distance. What is that sound? Who's coming? Elena froze as a deep, rolling sound started in the distance. Her little boy clutched her hand, eyes wide. "Mom, what's that?" he whispered. The 3 men stopped laughing for a moment, glancing nervously toward the road. The low rumble grew louder with every second. Dust and heat waves shimmered in the air as a dozen motorcycles appeared on the horizon, engines roaring like wild beasts. The chrome glinted under the sun, each bike cutting a sharp silhouette against the sky. The men exchanged uneasy looks, their confidence starting to falter. Elena's heart pounded. She took a step back, shielding her son instinctively. Could these strangers be here to help? Or were they even more dangerous than the men in front of her? The sound grew louder still, filling the quiet gas station with a sense of unstoppable power. Who are these riders? Are they friends? Or a new threat? The motorcycles roared into the gas station, dust and heat swirling around them. Chrome gleamed in the sunlight, and the sound of engines made the ground tremble. One by one, the riders stopped in a perfect line, forming a wall of power and authority. Elena's eyes widened as she realized who they were. Hell's Angels. The leader, a tall man with silver threading through his beard, swung his leg off his Harley. His leather jacket bore the unmistakable insignia of the group, a mark that demanded respect. The thugs' smirks faltered. Suddenly their boldness seemed tiny and foolish in the face of this silent army. Elena's chest tightened, but a flicker of hope sparked inside her. The bikers didn't rush or yell. They simply stood, a protective circle slowly forming around her and her son. Every movement was calm, precise, and powerful. The tension shifted almost magically. What will the leader do next? Will he speak or let his presence do the talking? The leader of the Hells Angels didn't say a word. He just stared at the three men with calm, unwavering eyes. One of them stammered, We were just joking." His voice cracked under the weight of the silent threat. Another tried to laugh it off, but it sounded hollow, weak. The leader's gaze didn't move. It was enough to freeze them in place. Every step, every movement from the bikers radiated control and authority. Within moments, the three men backed away, stumbling toward their car in shame. Tires screeched as they fled the lot, leaving behind only their arrogance and fear. Elena's knees threatened to give out, adrenaline and relief colliding in her chest. She had never seen power like this, quiet, commanding, and just. Will the bikers leave now, or will they do something more for her? Elena braced herself, expecting the bikers to leave after scaring the thugs away. But instead, one of them stepped forward, checking her minivan. He tightened a loose connection under the hood and topped off her oil. Another quietly slipped a few bills into her hand. No words, no ceremony, just a simple act of help. Her son's eyes widened, and he whispered, "Mom, they're helping us." Elena could hardly believe it. The people she had feared were showing her more kindness than anyone she had ever met. They didn't lecture or judge. They simply acted with respect and care. The leader nodded at her once, a gesture that said, "You're not alone. You've stood strong and we've got you." For years, Elena had faced life's battles alone. Today, for the first time in a long while, she felt supported, safe, and seen. How will Elena handle this unexpected act of kindness? Can she believe that strangers could be this generous? Elena's hands trembled as tears spilled down her cheeks. This wasn't fear. It was relief, gratitude, and the overwhelming shock of unexpected kindness. Her little boy hugged her leg tightly, sensing the shift in the air, and whispered, "Mom, they're good people." The bikers worked quietly, finishing what they came to do. No fanfare, no words of praise, just silent, steady action. Elena felt something she hadn't felt in years: hope. The fear that had been gnawing at her chest melted, replaced by warmth and a sense of safety she never imagined she could have. Engines roared again as the Hells Angels prepared to leave. Dust swirled in the sunlight, mixing with the lingering scent of gasoline and oil. Elena clutched the small bills in her hand, her heart pounding, realizing that sometimes the world could surprise you with goodness when you least expected it. As the bikers ride away, what will stay in Elena's heart from this unforgettable day? Elena stood by her minivan, watching the Hells Angels ride off down the highway. Their engines faded into the distance, leaving a quiet that felt almost magical. She held her son close and took a deep breath, feeling something shift inside her. For the first time in a long while, she felt seen, protected, and reminded that even in dark moments, kindness could appear from unexpected places. She looked at her little boy and whispered, "Keep going. You're stronger than you know." He smiled, shyly nodding. The fear that had gripped them both earlier was gone, replaced by a warmth that filled their hearts. Elena knew the road ahead would still be hard. Bills, work, life's struggles. But something inside her had changed. She felt stronger, braver, and ready to face whatever came next. Morale. Even strangers can bring hope, courage, and unexpected kindness into our lives. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs hope today. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Black and Wronged for more true stories that inspire.